Nintendo has an enormous lineup of classic franchises, and the company isn't afraid to give them a fresh take for a new set of gamers. Games like New Super Mario Bros., Punch-Out!, even Excitebike has seen success on the Wii, and Nintendo's not done updating its hit designs just yet. This time, Donkey Kong Country is getting the remake efforts thanks to Retro Studios, the same team that turned Samus into a first-person adventurer with the Metroid Prime series. Retro's take on the Donkey Kong Country franchise isn't nearly as drastic, but it is just as amazing. This is easily one of the toughest and most rewarding games you'll play this year. Even though Donkey Kong Country Returns is a completely new and unique experience, the original Super NES game is the new version's blueprint, right down to the beautiful graphic style and the upbeat jazzy soundtrack. The Wii game does feature a new take on the familiar story. This time, Donkey Kong's bananas are stolen by a mysterious gang of tiki creatures, and it's up to him and his pal Diddy Kong to work through the 8 different worlds and dozens of levels to get them all back. After Retro Studios wowed us with 3 Metroid Prime first-person adventures that looked amazing on the GameCube and Wii, it is surprising to see a much more modest approach for Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's a great-looking game that pushes an impressive 3D engine, but don't expect a dramatic change in the same way Metroid Prime altered that classic. It's very similar to what Nintendo did with New Super Mario Bros. Wii last year, but it's clear that a lot more effort went into this remake. It really is the gameplay that takes center stage in Donkey Kong Country Returns, with an incredibly fun design that improves on the original platformer that Rare designed on the Super NES more than 15 years ago. It's classic Donkey Kong Country right down to the bazillion bananas you collect as you run and jump through a variety of environments, from the jungle canopy to dark caverns, even inside a factory. Diddy Kong is along for the ride to help you out. Though you can only play as him as a second player in 2-player co-op, in single player he changes things up by giving Donkey Kong an extra boost in his jump. Take one too many hits and you lose Diddy until you can find him again. Donkey Kong Country Returns is a drastic shift in difficulty compared to other Nintendo platformers, requiring precise jumping that gets even more demanding the further you get. The levels will constantly switch from the standard run and jump to minecart challenges, but Retro also added some fresh ideas that feature Donkey Kong riding a rocket barrel. It's a very simple challenge: push a button to go up, let go to fall, but these levels are some of the hardest in the game because of the precision required to get through the obstacles. They're really fun though and offer a lot of variety on top of the traditional gameplay. The level designers definitely take advantage of the 3D engine to create challenges that just wouldn't have been possible in the Super NES game. Environments shift and change dynamically as DK runs through them, and the camera follows along, zooming in and out to frame the action. There are some truly amazing ideas here, including a level where you're outrunning crashing waves, and another where you're riding enormous platforms that swing around the jungle landscape. Every level has hidden puzzle pieces that will unlock artwork and extras, but you won't be able to finish the game 100% unless you snag all the K, O, N, and G letters in each and every one of the levels in Donkey Kong Country Returns. And even when you've done all this, you still have the time trials in each level too. Good luck trying to get the gold medal here. If you think some of the levels in this game are tough by themselves, wait until you have to run through them as fast as you possibly can. It's nuts. Donkey Kong Country Returns is an excellent remake of a great Nintendo franchise. It is an incredibly difficult and challenging game that will take you days, if not weeks, to finish entirely. This new take from Retro brings back the charm of the original Super NES game while adding a fresh new twist. For more on Donkey Kong Country Returns, head on over to IGN.com.